Me and Halo's first time out the country. He is knocked out back there. I am so excited. I got my knee brace, well, my leg brace. This is how I look early in the morning. I did the little old school swoopty swoop. But you out here drinking your milk on the plane. You drinking your milk on the plane. So right now we're headed to Guatemala City in Guatemala. And we have a layover in Orlando for about 50 minutes. So this is us gonna get ready to take off from Atlanta to Orlando. And Halo is so ready. So this is him by the time it's time for us to get ready to get off the plane. He is knocked out, and as I told you guys before, my foot is hurt. I got ran over by a car. Yes, that's what happened. So I need help getting off the plane with my toddler. So we're just waiting until everybody deboards. Now we're just sitting here waiting to go through TSA until we get to Guatemala, and they have to do all this extensive checking our passports, etc., etc. But right now I am in the wheelchair waiting to be pushed there, and here's our passport. Now we are back on the plane. He is not going to sleep, and I'm tired. He just want to play with the shutters up and down, up and down. Thank God they gave us window seats, because I never pick seats for flying with Spirit, but I digress. We just going back and forth with these windows. Child, at this point, I was tired, over it. Like, I was up since early that morning packing. I always pack at the last minute. Don't be like me. And now we're en route, almost there, but baby is hungry. So I had to tell the flight attendant, hey, before we take off, can you get some snacks? Then I pretty much had to read him his ABCs like 50 times just to keep him chill and calm on the plane, because he was totally over it. But now we are getting ready to enter into Guatemala airspace. Now that we have arrived, we just basically waiting at the gate so that I can go ahead and get Halo's stroller and we can get to going. And he is just over it. Gotta love traveling with a toddler. So, side note, I could not get a video of the Airbnb before we checked in. So this is the Airbnb after we checked out. But I'm still going to show you the clips of us being there. And this was a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, $55 a night. Loved it. The hosts were great. Everything about it was great. The location was great. It was like 9 minutes away from the airport. And I felt so safe. So I totally recommend. I believe we were in Zone 10 in Guatemala City, and it was great. So it was right around this time. I believe Halo ran out of milk, and it was time for us to go to the store and get some snacks, because we already had like an early dinner, but you know, it was time for us to eat some snacks. So here he is on his own side quest as we're walking down the street. So So this is the next morning as we're going to go get breakfast. We're waiting for the coffee district to open. I believe we were in zone 4. And it was a cute little playground there. So, I just let Halo play around while we were waiting for everything to open. I believe it was like 9 in the morning. Why you trying to climb up the slide? Why you trying to climb up the Oh. Another side note, Halo has this obsession with like wiping things down before he even sits there. He was literally 9, 10 months wiping stuff down. So I don't know what that's about, but he will do that.
Solo te comento que por la mañana lo único que no está disponible es paneles y ensaladas. De ahí todo. Okay.
I don't know what she said, but I just pointed to the picture and was like this, and then I pointed to the drinks and I was like this and this, and then that was just that because I didn't know what she was talking about. And then I don't know if you know what it's like to travel with a baby early in the morning that did not eat breakfast yet. But he was so curious about everything that was going on. So I was like, let me just let him roam while we're waiting for breakfast. Side note, it took them 45 minutes to feed us. I knew not to go there again. No, we're hungry. I said, oh, but you just got to be like, okay, this is how it is out here. Just go with the flow. Then I pretty much called a driver, which is called in drive in their country. It's like a Lyft, but you can pay with cash. And I had them take me and my baby to the zoo. Of course, he knocked out from eating breakfast in the ride, but we're going to enjoy. This is the entrance. I forgot how much it cost to get in, but it was not a lot at all.
Halo. You want to get on?
These were some of the most polite, well-mannered kids I have ever encountered in my life. America could never. These kids were really well behaved. I think the only reason why he came over here and looked at us, he was like, oh my gosh, you guys are black too. You're black just like me. That was just my thoughts. And then we headed to the Museum of Los Niños, which was for kids. He absolutely loved it, and I loved that for him. It was so much for him to do.
Ya. Harry, Halo, Harry.
By this point, I was tired of the day. I was ready to get some dinner and go back to the Airbnb and go to bed. So we got some of this, whatever it was. It was cool. So we are getting ready to check out of this Airbnb that we're in. And we're getting ready to go get breakfast. And then once we get breakfast, we're stopping by the mall. And then we're checking into our new Airbnb. This Airbnb was 9 minutes away from the airport. I have a baby that's too far for me. The new one is 3 minutes away from the airport. This is San Martin Bakery. The restaurant is on the other side, which we ate at. I just had to get Halo a snack real quick before we ate breakfast. Now we are headed to the mall. This is their mall. I think it was called Oakland Park. And you guys, this mall was utterly beautiful. It did not disappoint. It was very high end. It was very quiet. It was very peaceful. It was very classy. Like everything about it screamed luxury. And I don't know if you guys have been in luxury malls before, but like this was very top of the line. The food court, don't really care for food courts, but it was decent. It even had a playground in the food court. I initially came here to take him to Sky Zone over there. Well, Air Square, but he was asleep by then, and I just got Taco Bell because I couldn't understand none of those menus, and all those foods over there looked suspect. And I didn't even eat the Taco Bell. I just kind of bit at it and threw it in the trash. But once he woke up, I took him to a bouncy house, and he was so excited. Now we're getting ready to check into the second Airbnb. This was $56 a night. It was very cutesy. It had a rooftop jacuzzi, a rooftop playground, washer and dryer, and a balcony with the view of the airport and the volcanoes in the background. So I was like, okay, how cutesy. As you can see, Halo's getting ready to just now wake up. He's like, I want to play. Good job. Yeah, good job. You coming down the slide? Yeah, you could come down the slide. You coming? Ready? At this point, nothing exciting happened. Nighttime came. That was the view of the volcano, and it was time for us to go to bed and get ready to go to the next destination. See you in Fort Lauderdale.